B, I think just everyone in the building's locked in, on their role, what they need to do, and they're ready to go execute on Saturday.
Joe, not every week's going to be perfect, but the mental errors that you guys have, what do you attribute that to?
We're on to the playoffs, so we're focused on that.
Joe, when you face a team for the third time, can you make any adjustments at this point?
Yeah, there's always, I think, things, and, our coaching staff's done a great job all year, putting us in great positions, so we put a lot of trust in them, and, they've done a great job so far, and it's just up to us, to digest it, and then to go, put it on the field and execute.
Jaquan talked about keeping this week normal for you guys, and he just said how locked in Caleb is. What have you seen from Caleb this week, just through a couple things? Yeah, he's been awesome as usual, but it's just it's a playoff game, so everyone's trying to dig into every single detail possible, and Caleb's been awesome about it.
Joe, you've been around a lot of great quarterbacks. In what ways does Caleb's confidence sort of impact the locker room and everyone else?
Yeah, like I said, Caleb's been awesome all year, and just really understanding and executing this offense, and it's just when he has the ball in his hands, we realize a lot of special things can happen. So it's often fine. You just want to protect and whether it's run, pass, or whatever, and it's just when everyone on the team sees him making plays, I think it is infectious, and he's been great for us, and
Joe, the championship team that you've been on, cards on trade, approach things, and what do you see in this team that like these things that are
Yeah, I think kind of just the overall selflessness of teams. It doesn't matter who gets the yards or touchdowns or who has good stats or who doesn't. All that matters is that we want to win. It doesn't matter how we win and what it looks like. It's just offense, defense, special teams. We're a whole unit going after them. And, each game's different, but I think everyone just wants to play for each other, and I think that kind of theme is constant.
Joe, what about
a couple more? You've been part of some obviously championship teams that had been there before. This is a new team that's here for the first time in a lot of ways. What do you see in this group? Look in their eyes, you look around the soccer.
Yeah, I think everyone just, this franchise is so historic and so awesome, and I think it's been a minute since the Bears have been in the playoffs, and I think everyone just wants to do great and do as best they can, and there's just a lot of focus and intent this week, and like it's been for the past bunch of weeks, but I think there's just a lot of excitement and focus.
Joe, what if you have your criteria for what a great team would be? Where do you see this team measuring up? Where do you see this team showing some of those traits that you think are necessary?
Yeah, it's hard. We're still in the thick of it. Haven't still grinding away. So it's hard to really take a step back and kind of see the big picture and everything. But I just love working with the guys. Everyone works so hard, and it's exciting. And just take it day by day, and it's been great though.
Can I rephrase? What things do you see? What traits do you see that tell you this team is ready for what it's about to encounter?
Yeah, like I said, I think the selflessness of the team. Everyone's trying to play for each other, and it doesn't matter how we win or what it looks like. Just everyone just wants to win, and I think that's really important. And just want to play for each other.
Joe, as someone who's played in so many playoff games, what's just the feel that changes in the playoffs, and is that something you feel compelled to talk about to prepare some of the guys in the locker room who haven't played in those games?
Everything's just like a little bit bigger, a little bit more media, a little bit more, people talking about it before the game, and then, when the game comes, it's, there's kind of that buzz, on the field, and the stand's a little more full during warm-up, and so there's, little things, but at the end of the day, it still is a football game, 60 minutes, maybe more, who knows, but, it's a great excitement, great feel about it.
Do you need to tell teammates about what to expect? Do you feel like that's important?
Yeah, we've been talking about it. We've got a lot of guys in there with playoff experience, so just kind of bouncing, stories back and forth and talking about it. But I think we're just excited.
Everything's been focused on that. Everything. Honestly, all my energy, my focus, my attitude has been, on that mark, trying to just get back as soon as possible. That was, kind of like I said earlier, kind of changed at different weeks from time to time. But when I kind of got to an understanding with the training staff and everybody that this is going to be my benchmark, I put all my energy and effort into that. So excited for this week.
And you feel like you're where you need to be able to help your team the way you want to in a big playoff game?
Absolutely, yeah. I think I definitely provide, an asset to this offense. It's tough being out for 5 weeks and having to, kind of be on the sideline and have all that, happen and go through that, ups and downs of the season and not being able to contribute. So as long as I'm, I have the opportunity to go out there and contribute, I'm gonna give it my all, and I believe I can make a difference.
Wrong with it?
With stamina, I'm not in my peak shape. I will admit, but I've been working hard. Been trying to get my conditioning up any way that I can possible, and I'm good to play a game. So I'm excited to go do that. And when that adrenaline's going and things are starting to fly and agreements on the opposing sideline, stamina kind of goes to the one.
Do you think you are going to play Saturday?
Do I think I'm going to play? I don't know. It's up in the air right now.
Rome, is that what you're tracking toward right now? Is that the plan at least? Like if everything goes well, you are planning?
I don't know. It's up in the air. Yeah, I'm planning. But I've been planning on playing every week. So.
Being forced to watch over the last 5 weeks, have you felt like the offense is trending towards playing its best in the playoffs?
I do. Yeah, I definitely do. I definitely think, it holds true what Jaylon Johnson said, before the season started, we'll be playing our best ball in December, and that kind of carries over to the playoffs. And, we have to elevate our play out there on the practice field and all those different aspects to, play playoff football. And, it's something I haven't experienced yet, so I don't know until we're out there and getting after it a little bit. But everybody that's experienced it tells you that the intensity and the speed goes up even more. So we're preparing in the fashion to be ready for that, and I think we'll be accepting of the challenge.
Ron, when it's a playoff game, does that change how good you have to feel? Is it more like you just have to feel good enough to play? Some version of you is enough?
It's tough. It's tough for me. I mean, obviously this being my first time, and being out for the past 5 weeks, it's like, you're as good as you feel as good as you feel. You know what I mean? I mean, for the guys that have played 17 games this season, their bodies are feeling probably a different way. I've been out for 5 weeks, my body's feeling a different way. Guys that maybe been off and on the whole season, guys like Kyler who may be coming back and playing in the game, feeling like that. So it's everybody is in their own unique state, at the end of the day, but all focused on the goal of winning this football game and going to the Super Bowl. So we put all that kind of to the side and go out there and play the best possible ball that we can.
Roman touched on stamina a little bit. Declan mentioned maybe not throwing too much at you in the first game back. Is there any limitations on you? Could be a full go?
There might be some limitations, though. There's still to be discussed. For me, I'm looking to be out there as much as possible. Make as many plays as I can. At the end of the day, it's all or nothing. For this game and it's going to the end of the season. So I want to contribute as much as possible and put everything that I have out there on that field. So that's my mentality. Obviously, the trainers and everybody has the scientific and correct ways about going about things, and I respect those facets. But it's going to be a little bit of a clash on the game.
Couple more.
I realize everyone in this league is bigger, faster, stronger. But anything from that experience, those experiences you had, do you think you carry over seasons?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I mean, I feel like any level of football that you play down to Pee Wee, when I was playing in national championships at Pee Wee level, there's just kind of a heightened sense of just the details go up, the emotions, the energy, the adrenaline that's coursing through your veins. It's just a different type of feeling when it comes to the entire, kind of win or go home type of game. So I definitely think that those have definitely helped me. And obviously the bad taste that was left in my mouth, in my college career definitely has me want to go out there and make a stand. So it's everywhere.
Rome, I've been having so much to say about Caleb being built for this moment, being built for big moments. In what ways does his confidence sort of impact his locker room?
Oh man, he's been doing it all season, and he's continued to elevate his play throughout the entire season. We're going through that stretch when people were saying that we hadn't played anybody. We started playing some big name teams and beating them. And he was playing the best ball. He thinks he plays the best ball. He continues to elevate. And it's carried into today. I think he had a different mindset out there, and he's bringing things to attention to detail with the offense and the team as a whole. And I think he understands the weight of the game. Just in the fact that it is win or go home. We don't make it bigger than it is, but obviously we want to heighten our details and our execution on any given play. So he does a great job of leading that and also executing it out there on the field.
Yeah, you just hit it on the head. I mean, it's like, it's another season, so you guys better have more energy, better energy than we had last season. And like you said, if you're not after the game, he said, if you're not prepared to play the next 5 weeks, you're thinking about anything else, thinking about booking flights, vacations, or anything, don't come in. So he made it very clear about what's at stake and what this team is looking for.
Is there any similarity between both and now?
Yeah, you could definitely say so. Just as far as the cameras, the television, and everything, everything being televised and stuff. I think at the end of the day, though, sometimes people can blow it a little bit out of proportion. It is big, and it means a lot, but at the end of the day, it's a game we've been playing for our whole lives, and I think sometimes you got to remind yourself that. Don't, the moment's never too big. Just go out there and trust your preparation, trust your teammates, trust one another, and good things will happen.
Colston, 7 games in, you had, I think, 11 catches, a little over 100 yards. You missed the game. Would you have thought it was possible that 17 games would go by and you'd actually be leading the team in receptions and yards on a playoff team?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Maybe didn't think that, but with God, anything is possible, and stay true to it, stay true to the team, just to continue to grind and know that the opportunity is going to come, and just got to make the most of that opportunity.
Colston,
Couple more here.
What does it mean to the team? Not so much you, but the team, just to have put in the work you did and to have this opportunity.
Yeah, I think it means a lot. There's a lot of guys in this locker room, obviously including me, that haven't been to the playoffs, haven't played in a game like this postseason. And we also have guys that have done that. So, I think everyone in here understands how important and how valuable that is. And like I said, we've got a different energy, and we're just coming in, trying to attack each day, win each day, win each prep, and then just go out and let it hang on Saturday.
Nobody asks anymore if the Bears should have taken a tight end at 10, or for that matter, if they picked the right one. I just got to feel it.
Yeah, whatever they say, it's all good. Whatever.
Colston, Declan said you guys are really focused for these reasons on getting off to a quicker start. What's the most important key to making sure that happens?
I think it's just being in the right spot. All 11 guys being in the right spot, winning their one-on-ones, doing their job. The coaches are putting us in good spots. Just got to go out there and play. I think, as you can see, it's kind of been a trend, but I think we just got to start faster. Just lock in earlier, and make plays.
You got to find different ways to run plays. I would say, but a great challenge. Great challenge.
How much has the message been about starting faster from the coaches, and how big a role can the running game play in that?
We definitely need to start fast. And that's been the message for the last couple of weeks. I feel like we've done that at all, but we know we can't waste any opportunities in the center.
But how can the running game really help that?
It can help a lot, especially staying efficient early downs and whenever runs is called, making sure we're staying ahead of the sticks.
Cole talked yesterday about the cohesiveness of the tight ends, the O-line, the running backs, and everyone understanding everyone else's assignments. How much do you think that's played into the way the run game's been able to run this year?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. It's been we've been getting on that track early. After the bye, I would say we kind of honed in on the details of everybody's job, watched film as an offense, and I feel like that's helped us tremendously since then.
In the past times when I've gone to go to the playoffs, I definitely felt the difference in the atmosphere and stuff, and during the week and the hype up towards the game. And I think I'm at a point in my career that throughout this week, it's been exciting to feel like this is week 22 for me, for the team. You can count preseason, regular season. It's exciting to me that I feel like it's another week and not a game that's more important than it really is. I think I'm excited at the level of calmness that I feel that this team feels, because we've gone through a season that tested us a lot, our mental, our physical, our end of games. So I feel like we've done a lot of things to come into this game with confidence and treat it like it's a situation that we've been before.
How much are you watching the weather, monitoring that, and what is the way that you prepare to deal with that kind of weather that could be on the way?
Yeah, I watch it every day since the game got announced on Saturday. I watch it, track it, seeing how much the winds are changing, the directions, the precipitation, the temperature, and you can't create rain or anything like that. If it rains tomorrow at practice, we'll try to kick in the rain. We're going to kick outside regardless, so we're going to try to kick in crosswinds, because we'll probably get crosswinds on Saturday. So you try to visualize and recreate what you might expect, and sometimes you can't always do that, but the benefit of us playing in the cold and practicing in the cold and playing in the cold is that we can do some of the preparation throughout the week.
execute and be about it. So that's all we're focused on right now.
Personally, what is this week?
Honestly, it feels like another week. I mean, the week been the same, schedule been the same, the mission and I mean the process every week really been the same. It's just more at stake. But I mean, when it gets to playing in the game, it's all the same.
What would it mean to have Fallon back out there?
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, you want as many high-level players that you can get. We know he is one of those guys. So for us, if that's something that he can do, we'll definitely be looking forward to getting him.
What's your key slowing down?
I would say really just from a defensive back perspective, I would say do your work early, get hands on, and then really the pass rush got to help us out as well on the back end. We know Jordan Love can extend plays, and they have a lot of explosive when Jordan Love extend plays and throw the ball down the field. So really rushing coverage got to play together all game.
How close are you to getting back to your full self?
I'm not gonna get back to my full self until I get a full off season to really attack my body head to toe and not being having to prepare for a game where I can just really take all the time I need to get my body back together. But I mean, right now I'm as best as I'm going to get, I would say.
Is it frustrating for you out there at times?
Yeah, for sure. Because I know I can move and do a lot more than what I'm able to do now. But I mean, it is what it is.
Jaylon, DA talked today when we were asking about Tyreek and just how he didn't play last week. He said sometimes you got to ride the hot hand, and that's what they're doing. How do you think he's handling a role change late in the season?
I would say really good. I mean, just continuing to be professional and really just go out and try to do whatever he needs to do in practice to just show himself. But I mean, at the end of the day, you never know when it's going to be your time. You never know when that time will come. So he's definitely been doing a good job staying prepared, being in the playbook, and then practicing the right way.
Joe Thuney was talking about the qualities of championship teams. A lot of it is selflessness like that. Do you recognize that in this group a lot?
Yeah, I think you kind of, I would at least for myself, I would say you take it for granted when you're so used to a good locker room and just a good group of guys. But that's not something that's everywhere. I know we definitely have that, and it comes easy. I mean, I would definitely say it's just what the locker room has become. Just each and every man individually is like that. I would just say the composure. Just seeing how they continue to conduct themselves, and then really seeing where they turn it up at, whether it's the treatment, whether it's studying, just kind of just seeing what they do. But again, a lot of it is the same. You don't really want to make it bigger than what it is and get outside yourself. And then that's when I feel like when you start doing that, that's when bad things start.
How do you not make it bigger?
I mean, it's just football. I mean, for sure, your job doesn't change because it's pro football. You still ask your question and you still report the same way we report and play the game that we play.
Jaylon, even if you don't think you can get all the way back to your regular self for the playoffs, you did play the most snaps you played all season.
Yeah.
On Sunday, how did you come out of that? Did that give you any extra confidence in how you are feeling?
I would say I came out good. I would say recently the last few games been coming out feeling really good. But it doesn't give me too much of a confidence boost. I mean, being able to play a full game isn't what I'm trying to work towards big games.
You know, just really hearing my feet on second game.
In a big game like this, how much does playoff experience matter? How guys need on the play?
Yeah, I think, even just, hearing some of the guys talk, the guys who've been to the playoffs, just talking to the guys like, listen, this is what it takes to win. This is, the lessons that I learned previously when I went to the playoffs, and it's kind of just learning from those. It's kind of learning from the losses and learning from the wins, and just really understanding where our mindset has to be at. Obviously, playoffs things are magnified. The small details and how you carry yourself throughout the week. And, those little things show up on game day. So it's really just making sure that we're approaching it like that and, tackling it day and taking it one day at a time.
When you came over here from Buffalo, I remember you talking about togetherness of a locker room and how that can translate to wins in the postseason. Do you sense that in here and that can mean something from you?
Yeah, for sure. This is one of the tightest groups that I've been with. I've seen it before and I know what it looks like just as far as hanging out outside of the building, just chilling with one another, going out to eat, just doing small things that people might think like that should normally be happening, but stuff like that doesn't happen, amongst every team. But, I can say with this team, man, just kind of getting together when it's an event going on, all of us showing up to the event, like little stuff like that carries over. And when you're out there and you need to play from your teammates, like, nah, like I know this dude got my back because, we've been out to eat together or we went to the movies or something, something as childish as that, but that kind of stuff carries over and, in this time, that's what we need the most.
What are you looking at from the last 2 games that you want to see sharpen and tighten up a little bit?
Yeah, we got a list of things, just as far as execution. I think that's one of the main things. I think some of the times, we just didn't execute how we know how to execute. You know what I mean? And that has nothing to do with the card, has nothing to do with personnel. It's just us executing as a defense. So a lot of it goes down to communication. A lot of it goes down to just making sure our eyes are in the right spot. That's myself included, and just making sure that we execute.
You guys have been able to offset some of those issues over the course of the season with takeaways and red zone stops. Are you still looking to be steadier, just in the basics from play to play?
Yeah, I mean, I think anytime, you know what I mean, you talk about winning a football game, execution is going to be probably number one, it's probably going to be number one, but so you've got to make sure that you're honing in on that, and then obviously still want to take the football away, be good in the red zone, definitely want to win situational football. That's keys to winning every football game.
Is there a sense of urgency, especially in your linebacker room, to kind of bring another level of play here in the postseason?
Yeah, I think that's every position group, you know what I mean? It's almost like you got to turn up the intensity. That's for everybody. You know what I'm saying? In order to win, when you're playing against big time teams, when you're playing big time games, you know, everybody kind of just turn up the intensity a little bit, but don't be somebody you're not. You know what I mean? Still hone in into the fundamentals, still hone into, you know, the things that got you to this point, and hone in into your assignment, and then the play's going to present itself, and then present itself. Yeah, like I was saying, just don't go too much outside those lines. Obviously, you want to, you know, as far as effort, as far as physicality, as far as those type of things. But you know, if my assignment doesn't tell me to do, excuse me, I keep hearing myself. If my assignment doesn't say do this, you know what I mean. Don't go out of what your assignment says to go out there and make the play. Let the play come to you. And like I said, when it presents itself,
advantage or disadvantage? I've seen that so many times this year.
I'll say it's an advantage. Like you said, it's going to be our third time seeing them, and you know, a lot of familiar formations and things like that. Same quarterback, same running back, same personnel, but they might change up here and there. But yeah, we're a lot familiar with them, and it's a big time route.
What are your main takeaways after the first 2 games and the mistakes?
Yeah, I would say the main takeaways is us to come out and be the same defense we've been, try to get more takeaways. But I felt like our second matchup we were a lot better on defense, especially in the red zone, making them convert the threes, get some turnovers with Shawnee's first fumble and things like that, getting off the field on 3rd and 4th down. But we would be a lot more cleaner, a lot more better. So just come out on the second half and make sure we contain the quarterback and make sure we're better in coverage.
I mean, say you can't sleep and you're thinking about it all the time. What are the things that you do to kind of stay level-headed and don't get too overexcited before Saturday?
Yeah, really just try to play video games or something like that. Try to get my head off the game, just stay focused. But when it's time to play football, it's time to play football. But when I'm at home, and I try to watch a TV show or something like that.
Well, you said Sunday after the game you felt like you guys were a little flat. What'd you see today when you got back out to the practice?
Yeah, guys just focus. I mean, it's a new season. It's a new time. It's time to play a playoff game, especially at home. So it's different. Guys got to be on the details. Guys got to be on point, and I see the difference there.
How much are you looking forward to having another shot at Green Bay?
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I feel like last time we didn't like how really. Went to overtime and things like that. So I feel like we want to have it be in our favor a lot more this week. And, try to play a lot more better on defense, try to get more turnovers, try to frustrate the quarterback and continue the quarterback to be better in coverage.
We were talking to you after the game in Green Bay about how they hit the big chunk plays with Jordan Love at quarterback. So you see him this week. How conscious are you of avoiding those big explosives, with him throwing the ball?
Yeah, just depending on the defense we're in, just not letting the receivers behind us, staying disciplined, just doing our job. Let the front four do what they do, and just play rush and cover, and we just play together and do what we gotta do, and it's gonna be great.
Jaquan, what makes them a tough? What makes them a tough out?
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What would it mean to be Tyler back?
It's a lot. That's Spider-Man. He it is. I mean, he can blitz, he can do whatever, he can cover. And we got a lot of energy and passion, especially when me and him on the field. It's dangerous, so it's gonna be great.
Jaquan, what makes them a tough out on 3rd down? How can you guys improve that?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
3rd down, getting them off the field on 3rd down.
Yeah, they got a great offense. They do a lot of motions, they do a lot of shifts and things like that. And just really just staying disciplined, doing what we have to do within the defense and yeah, just contain the receivers. You know, they got a lot of speed. They got a lot of length. You know, meaning like they're tall and things like that. They got a lot of speed, like I said. But just make sure they don't be able to stretch the field and really just contain the quarterback, show them different looks, show them different disguises and things like that, and just play our type of defense.